Hey guys, what's up? It's Riley, and this video is a video that I said I would do on my Instagram, and now is the time, and I think it's the right time to bring it up because we're just coming out of the second lockdown in the UK, so I thought this would be an important thing to put out there as well, just so people know that they're not alone. I've made some notes on my phone. Bear with me, because I was having a rough night last night, so I pre-made some notes of what to say, and when I say notes, I mean a whole memoir of my past couple of years. So, I'm going to read it from my phone, so if you see me looking down, it's because I'm reading off my phone. Before the pandemic, I was finally finding a happy person, a happy version of myself, and a person I hadn't seen in a long time. I was finally feeling a slight confidence I hadn't seen since I was 17. Now, for me, 17 was like my peak age for me, because I had come out when I was 16, and I don't know how to explain it, but 16 was a bit weird navigating, being trans and like figuring out the first couple of steps. And when I was 17, I was going to house parties and all this kind of stuff, but I was finding myself because I was at a youth group, and that youth group helped me find myself a lot. And I'm really happy I went there, because I met quite a few friends. I don't really speak to them now, but at the time they were very good friends, and they gave me a version of myself I had never seen before, and that was the confident version. And I was exploring my style and all that good stuff and myself. So 17 was a good age for me. I didn't feel dysphoric about anything. I did, but I didn't like my voice and stuff like that in passing, but I really didn't care as much as I do now. Probably because I only just come out, so I don't really expect to pass and all that good stuff. So 17, I was really confident. As soon as we went into a lockdown, I lost all that confidence. Not lost the confidence I had when I was 17, but lockdown made me lose what I had gained in the past year. So, sure, I'm muddling this up, so I'm just going to read what I wrote on here, because it makes sense from here. If I try to, add more to it, then I shall, but I'll probably mess up what I read, and I've read through this 4 times. So, as soon as we went into lockdown, I lost myself once again. I went into my shell. In 2019, I used alcohol to escape my problems. And I just escaped my problems, didn't want to, tell people how I felt, and I just went into myself and went into a shell there. I have never been that low before to go into. In that time, I just didn't want to face the problems. I just gone for a breakup. I was going for a breakup. It was just a breakup started at that point. I'm not going to go into details, but I lost a person I considered my best friend, and that was a lot. That was a lot for me. 3 years of having that person by my side, to not have them there hurt. It did. Let's be honest, it hurts. If anyone's just lost a best friend, that's just enough. If you've lost just a friend, it hurts, let alone someone that you considered the one person that was your other half. The whole of this year and last year, because it happened at the start of 2019, it took all that time for me to reflect and feel like myself again. So I was just getting used to life, getting used to not having that person there, and finding socialising with my friends that I didn't really socialise with before, and just getting on with life. Starting testosterone gave me a new lease of life I hadn't experienced before. When I started testosterone, I was at a good place and was very positive about life, because I had just got out of this funk. I thought I'd got over the situation before, but I was still feeling it, and I just tried and tried and tried to put it to the back of my mind and carried on with life. But I was feeling good, like I felt confident and all that good stuff. Lost touch of that positivity and struggled with just getting up in the morning. I didn't feel happy, I felt lost again. I also lost another part of support, which made everything more difficult. My dog had an accident and unfortunately he didn't make it out well. He was the thing that I woke up for and he gave me a sense of purpose. I lost that sense of purpose, and I did. And he was the emotional support I had had, like, at the time. And he had been there through everything, even though as a dog. He knew when I was going through something. And they can sense these things, and that's why people get emotional support dogs. And just emotional support animals. And that's what he was to me. He was important. He was a part of the family. He was like my best friend. That was during lockdown, and unless you follow me on Instagram, you probably wouldn't have saw it, but yeah, so he had an accident, he hurt his back legs, and he just couldn't walk, and then he was in a lot of pain, and he could go to the toilet, he was just weeing everywhere, and it just wasn't something we could control, and he was just in pain, and it wasn't right. So unfortunately, we had to put him down, and he had been around for like a long time with us. So after that happened, I gained weight from binge eating to deal with my emotions. Boredom made me eat, testosterone made my appetite increase. Not doing my usual amounts of exercise made the weight harder to lose. And it's true, because when I'm at work, I'm running around, I'm doing this, that and the other. Weight just comes off of you. But my body just couldn't do that whilst I wasn't at work. And 4 months is a long time not to be physically active. I hated looking at myself in the mirror and just looking down. The weight went to places where my dysphoria was the worst, to set me into a deeper part of myself, and that's where I'm at now. Is just dysphoria has taken over my life, and it's been a struggle. And I don't know, it's dysphoria and it's body image, because I thought, testosterone was going to be this great change, and it is a great change, and it is something I needed to have. But it's also brought along a lot, and that is the gaining weight, and I find it very hard to lose weight, and I barely ever have any motivation to do anything to lose that weight, and that is an issue that I'm trying to fix. Testosterone has given me so many good things, but there were also the bad. Dysphoria moved from my voice and face to my chest, thighs and hips. Now these are the 3 places that I'm very dysphoric about. Every day I think of what I want to wear, but nothing covered these areas and made them any better. I went up two waist sizes. I went from fitting into an extra small to a small to a medium. All my clothes I had no longer fit, and to me that hurt, because everyone was like, everyone's gaining weight, and then there were so many people being so body positive and was just like, it's lockdown, don't go hard on yourself, and I understand that. But then it was also, people were getting fit, people were making the most out of that lockdown, and I just physically couldn't do it. I ordered new clothes online, but never liked the way they fit and looked on me, because that was the issue. I brought all these clothes, and when you buy them online, you don't know what they look like until you get them, and photos can be very deceiving. As we all know, photos can be very deceiving. I grew out of my binders. I couldn't fit in the binders I had. I couldn't fit in any of my work uniform. I had to buy a whole new wardrobe and binders, boxes, everything I just grew out of. And it's like, it made me feel good but sad at the same time. Like, am I gaining weight, or am I just, growing up? Is my body changing with tea, or is it just because I put on weight because I'm not doing anything and I'm eating rubbish? And that's what's constantly in my head, in the back of my head all the time. I'm struggling with migraines again. I'm always stressed and tired. My hormones do feel like they're all over the place, and I promise you, they feel like they're all over the place. And I finally get, like, how it would be like acting like a teenage boy? Yeah. I definitely have done that, and I have definitely gone through that phase of, I wouldn't say anger, because, they say teenage boys get really angry and, they shut off. I shut off. That was it. I didn't get angry. I felt angry at first, and that was when I first started tea, and I think that's because I can't cry. and you can't get your emotions out, and then it just turns to frustration, which turns to anger. But I never, directed that anger at anyone. It was just, it felt like a whole body anger, and it felt so weird to feel that, because I'm such a calm, chill person that feeling that anger really was confusing to me. Like, going back to work was the only thing that really got me out of bed, and after the first lockdown, it was the only thing that I had to get up for, and I had to go do. And I know a lot of people would be still sitting at home because they can't physically move, and I couldn't let myself get to that point. I'm an extroverted introvert. I don't know how to say it, but I can. My anxiety, basically, I can do things. I function like, what is it? High function with my anxiety, and I can do things, but there is things I can't do because of my anxiety and my depression. And I'm very high functioning rather than low function, which a lot of people are low functioning. I just get on with things, and then it hits, and I've still got it. It doesn't go away. It's just, I guess I cope by distracting myself with other things, and that's the high functioning part of it. I don't really talk to anyone about my feelings anymore, and that's why I wanted to make this video, because it's been rough for me personally. I mean, everyone's got their own struggles, and I'm not trying to say mine are worse than anyone else's or anything like that. I just want to speak about my experience and how I feel, and that is what I'm getting at here. Is it's so different to how I thought it was going to be, transitioning, and transition during a pandemic is nothing fun. Like, my first year of transitioning, and I can't do half the stuff that I was hoping I could do, like go to the gym and build on my body that I wanted to, but the lockdown just came and just gave me body image issues and made my dysphoria worse. And I think that was just from the lack of seeing people, and it's such a weird and surreal experience that I guess a lot of people went through this year who started tea at the start of this year, or I'm lucky to have actually just started tea like in January before all this happened.